Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss about interview questions of Accenture. Again, the interview took place in the first week of August. And before we start the video, let us thank our subscriber who has shared us this question and his experience. Okay, so thank you, dear subscriber, and let us get started. So as you see, it was for Tableau developer role, and experience was like 3 to 5 or 4 to 6. It could be that. So I'm just writing on an average. It was like 3 to 5. Now, like I can't stress more about how important the first question is. Tell me about yourself. I think by now, everyone of us have a predefined answer for this. So if not, continuously try to improve. How you are telling. This tell me about yourself. So what happens is sometimes the interviewer want only short answer, not detail. Like in this case, how we need to answer, we need to prioritize what we are telling. Okay, if not, you can go in general explanation of how you tell about yourself, like your your experience and all, your experience, your role, and certifications. If at all you have done, you can write that. And the kind of dashboards you have created. So you can talk about that, talk about these points in the first answer. Okay. So next question was like after this, this is like very generic question. This is the, also the question where you can have, set a rapport between you and the interviewer. Okay. So just try to engage with him. Okay. So, uh, ask how was the day, try to interact with him, other than this stuff, so that you feel comfortable, or you both are in a very comfort zone when you are going through this interview phase. That is very important. So some interviewers give us chance to settle down in the interviewer, and in some interviews it is not like that. Okay, so do share me your experience, how it was like, interviewers are giving you time, or they're rushing as soon as the interview is starting. So it happened with me that as soon as I connected, interviewer started directly asking about technical questions, and I was feeling like array, I need some time to settle down, like that. And it was also one of the case where I had to travel a lot for an interview, and I went in, and as soon as I get into room, he started asking me questions, and I was feeling very thirsty. So I asked him, so can you give me like 2 minutes? I need to have water so that we can start. Then he said, okay, okay. So tell me your experience. It would be wise for everyone to know how it happened or how it was. Next is, what is the difference between live and extract question? Again, one very no common question, and very important question. So this is one functionality that Tableau has introduced, after which it became very popular among BI tools. Now here, live is something like very real time data. If client wants to have near real time data on the dashboard, then we go with the live connection, and then extract is a copy of the data taken at a particular time, again based on the client's expectation or the volume of data. We decide whether we want to go for a live connection or an external connection. So that is a simple definition of live and external connection. I think we all can answer about this. Now next important question that I always tell is, I think that was the same question asked, what are the different types of filters in Tableau and how they differ from one another. So here, I think it is a very big question, like say 20 marks question here. So we need to answer each type of filter here. Okay, I think very good question. You can take as much as time you want, at least to 5 to 7 minutes. You can take, or 5 to 8 minutes, whatever. You can talk about what is filter in generic, or what is the definition of that, and how are we categorizing our filters. So we have data source filters, we have normal filter, we have quick filter, and we have cascading filter, and we have row level filter, or header filter, header filter, so, and context filter. So, and last one is user filter. and we also have sharing filters. So we all can talk about this each type of filter, okay, in detail. Okay, so these are itself like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and let me add 10th one is extract filter. Okay, so we all can talk about each type of this filter, in what cases we use and all. Okay, so very important question. So at least we can expect 1 or 2 questions on filters topic in every interview. So that's why we cannot miss or afford to miss the concept of filters in Tableau. Okay, and in real time also there is a very high probability that in every sheet that you are creating, you will use at least some part of filter. Okay, so at least like 80% of scenario is there that we use at least some option of filter we will use. Okay, so next is, what do you think about parameter and using parameter to control, and you need to control the calculated field? How will you do? Again, it is a very tricky question. Okay, so don't get confused here. He wants you to create a parameter and a calculation to control that. Simple. So always remember, whenever you want to implement a parameter, there are 3 steps that we can remember. We need to follow. One, create a parameter. So remember these steps, you will not go wrong. Create a parameter. Second one is show a parameter, and the third one is uh, establish a relationship with your data source. So this is nothing but writing calculation, so that you can establish a relationship with your uh, database and your parameter can work. Okay, so these are the 3 steps you need to follow whenever you are implementing a parameter. So you'll never go wrong if you are following this. So in create parameter option, you also need to think about what is the data type of parameter I need. So this is something that we need to think, and we can start working accordingly. So like say I want a top 20 or top 10 sales of a uh, top 10 sales, sorry, top 10 sales with respect to customers. I want to make this a 10 as a dynamic here. Okay, so instead of that 10 here, we can create a parameter and give input here. Simple. Okay, so that is one thing that we can do. So you can explain how we can write a calculation. So instead of like say sales example, simple example, I'm giving sales less than 10,000 I'm giving here, or 20,000 I'm giving here. Now to make it dynamic, what we can do here, we can give sales less than or equal to parameter name. Parameter name. So now what are we doing with this? We are making it dynamic. So this parameter name is the parameter that we have created, and we'll pass it at runtime, and automatically that value will be infused into this, and our calculation will work. So like this way you can explain this question. Okay, so next is, how do you know how to hide a sheet based on a parameter? Okay, so yes, do you know, I'm asking you, how do you know how to hide a sheet based on parameter not or not? Do let me know. If you want me to create a video specific to that, I'll show you the implementation of this very interesting application. Yes, we can do it, but it's like a tricky calculation that we need to use. Okay, so do let me know if you want this. We'll create something, and you can also use it for your use case purpose, or we can also write it one scenario of parameter, whatever, we can use it for multiple scenarios. Very important use case. So have you ever implemented row level security? Yes, security is again one important aspect for everyone. So clients sometimes specifically request you to have row level security on the data. So like I think we discussed in previous video, we can do that in multiple ways. So if I go to Tableau here, under server option, I have this option called as create user filter. We can use this option. So if you have very limited users, then we can use this option and specify, or we can also create using calculation. If I go here, create calculated field, and if I click on this, I have user filter here. So here we have a calculation called as is member of, we can use, or we can also have a security with respect to a table. We can create a table in our database and maybe have a join on that to filter the data accordingly. So we can use this three options to have security on our data. So one very important thing, I think we already have video on our channel. I'll paste the link of this in the description box. Maybe if at all you want, you can have a look at it. Next important question is, uh, you have a column called as date of birth. How will you get the age? Okay, so customer wanted to find out the age of the uh, user. So how will we do? Yes, we use it by using date difference function, but what we need to do is we need to have a base date here. So we can take date of birth and today's date and do a date difference with respect to that. So that way it will give us what is the age of that. Okay. So now again, next question was the difference between groups and sets. Okay. So again, group is like static, sets is dynamic, and groups are like set of manually created members, like say a group of friends, okay, or group of subscribers, or group of viewers. Whereas the sets are a conditional object, like say top 10 students of a class. So based on rank or based on marks they have got, top 10 students will be changing every after every test, like that. Okay, so which is like changing. So this is difference between group and set. You need to remember this. So set is a subset of data. Okay, so what is the toughest thing you are faced in Tableau, or you have faced in Tableau? So again, one generic question that we discussed in our earlier videos, that what we can answer. Maybe one scenario you can talk about this here, like how it happened. Okay, or maybe like you have faced performance issues on the dashboard, or you have faced uh, issues with the requirement of the client. Like say client requested one feature and that was not available in Tableau, but client wanted that to have at any cost. Now, how did you convince the customer that by giving him alternate solutions? So all of this kind of thing you can talk in this question. Very important. Yes, very important thing. Next is different types of joins available in Tableau. Yeah, we all know left join is there, right join is there, inner join is there, and outer join is there. And apart from that, cross join and is also there. Next is what are hierarchies in Tableau. So hierarchies means like whenever we are working with the data for a long time, we understand the correlation between multiple fields that are available there. So if you take the example of our sample superstore here, so here the hierarchies are already created. So when I say hierarchy, I'll go to this, maybe I'll get under my orders table here. Uh, where is our category? Okay, so if you see here under product, we already have category. So when I click on this category, it is drilling down to subcategory. So this is our hierarchy. So like first country will come on the top. After country, state will come. State after city will come. City after again, we all get villages, like that. So that is the hierarchy of the data. So here also hierarchy is established. So that we'll know when once we are working on a same data source for a long time, then we understand the relationship between these two. Okay, so after knowing that, you can definitely go ahead and create hierarchies in your real time. So that is the example of hierarchies in Tableau. So how do you schedule a task on a server? Again, this is server related question. Next is difference between data blending and data join. Again, one common question. So here, we all know that joining comes into picture whenever we are trying to bring in data from multiple data sources of a same data source. Okay, so connecting with multiple tables of same data source. So whenever we are bringing data from different data sources, then blending comes into picture. So apart from this, I expect you guys to have an answer of how these two works. Okay, so see here, observe this point here. If I go to our data source layer, I'm going inside and I am just okay. So if I click on this, see here what are we doing? We are making a joins on order and people's table, right? So here in join, when we are making a join, you will see this operator equal to is there, not equal to is there, less than are there, less than or equal to are there. All these options are possible, but when you're doing a blending, you will not see these options. So there is directly a what do you call that, attachment kind of symbol comes on two fields that you're trying to map or establish a relationship. So that difference you can talk in interview. Why? Because I mean at least one extra point on data blending and join apart from this common definition. Okay, so and working knowledge, you can also talk about how these two works. I think I already have a detailed video on joining and blending. I'll post that also in the video. Maybe you can go ahead and have a look at it. Now suppose you are a product manager at Walmart and you need to launch a new product in Walmart. What factors you need to consider and why? So it's like very generic, or I would say analytical question. Like he want you to think and decide what are the factors you will consider. So suppose you can we can think like if at all I want to come up with a new product or new business in the market, what will we do? First we'll do research in the market, what is available and what is not available, what is the space that we are trying to get into, and like say research, price area, demand, and supply. So all of this we need to take into consideration, and maybe after that we can think about that. Again, it is a very interesting question. You all might have very own answers to answer to this question, but I am thinking from only this. But yes, we can have extra points here. Okay. So what kind of data you have worked on, like sales data, marketing data, etc. So here, like interviewer is interested in knowing, like what are the different domains you have worked, or what is the data that you have is working, like is it healthcare related? So healthcare or insurance or banking or sales. So all of this or HR. So interviewer is asking about this. Again, one very generic question that we all can have answer for this. So yeah, we need to have answer for this kind of questions. So you can remember this. Next is what are the different types of KPIs in marketing. So it's just trying to you know uh, ask what are the KPIs, probability of having a KPIs in marketing. Like for HRs, we'll have different types of KPIs. For banking, we'll have different types. Healthcare, different types. So marketing, what are the KPIs that we can have? Okay, so like say retention rate is there, uh, or like say conversion rate is there. So like say marketing means suppose someone is calling us uh, to explain some product. So what is the chance that we are buying that product? Suppose if we are if 100 calls that guy is making, after that of that 100 calls only 10 or 20 are actually turning out to be our potential customers. So that is your conversion rate. Okay, so that kind of few KPIs you can talk here. Okay, conversion rate or uh, this kind of things we can talk here. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Those are the questions that we had in our Accenture interview. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please do like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to tag our subscriber who has shared us these questions. See you in our next video. Have a good day. Bye bye.